The imperial court of Zalthor gleamed with bioluminescent architecture, casting prismatic light across the assembled delegates from 47 star systems. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood among them, her plain diplomatic uniform a stark contrast to the elaborate ceremonial armor and flowing energy-weave garments surrounding her. Crown Prince Velkaris circled her slowly, his four eyes narrowing with undisguised contempt. The Zalthor were apex predators on their homeworld, 3 meters of scaled muscle, retractable claws, and a jaw structure that had evolved to crush armored prey. They had never known defeat in their 12,000-year history. "So this is what Earth sends," Velkaris announced, his translator rendering his clicking speech into patronizing tones. "A small soft thing covered in—" He paused, leaning closer. "Damaged flesh?" Sarah's hands bore the silvery burn scars from the colony ship accident 7 years prior. Her left forearm showed the ridged marks of emergency surgery performed in zero gravity. A thin line traced her jawline where shrapnel had nearly ended her life during the Proxima incident. The Crown Prince threw back his head and laughed, a sound like grinding stones. Several courtiers joined him, though the older delegates remained silent. "Do your people not possess regeneration technology?" Velkaris gestured at his own flawless scales. "Or are humans so primitive they wear their failures on their skin?" Sarah met his gaze steadily. "We wear our survival, Your Highness." "Survival?" He laughed again. What could a prey species know of survival? Before Sarah could respond, a disturbance rippled through the crowd. The assembled delegates parted, pressing themselves against the walls. Even Crown Prince Velkaris stepped back, his swagger faltering. The Voidwalker had arrived. No one knew the creature's true name or homeworld. It was simply called the Oldest, a being that had witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations before most species had discovered fire. Its form shifted like oil on water, never quite settling into a shape comprehensible to mortal eyes. It served as the Galactic Council's chief arbitrator, appearing only when matters of grave importance demanded its presence. The entity flowed across the chamber floor, passing dignitaries without acknowledgement. Its attention, such as it was, fixed entirely on Ambassador Chen. Sarah felt the weight of that ancient regard. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to hide, to submit to something so fundamentally beyond human understanding. She forced herself to remain still. The Voidwalker drew closer, its form solidifying slightly into something almost bipedal. It extended what might have been an appendage hovering near Sarah's scarred hands. When it spoke, the voice seemed to emanate from everywhere and nowhere, bypassing translation entirely to resonate in the mind. "These marks," the Voidwalker said slowly. "The thermal damage, radiation exposure at 13,000 degrees Kelvin, neural shock from rapid decompression." The entity's form rippled. "You endured the breach of a fusion reactor core." Silence gripped the chamber. "And this?" The appendage moved to her forearm. "Surgical intervention without anesthetic or proper tools. Bone fragments removed by hand. 17 minutes of consciousness during the procedure." Crown Prince Velkaris had gone completely still, his earlier mockery forgotten. The Voidwalker's attention shifted to Sarah's face. The Proxima incident. A cascade failure that should have resulted in total crew loss. You sealed the breach from the outside. 3 minutes and 42 seconds in hard vacuum. Tissue damage from explosive decompression. Retinal hemorrhaging. Lung collapse. Then, to the shock of every being present, the Oldest predator lowered itself. Its form touched the chamber floor in an unmistakable gesture of respect. "You survived that?" The question hung in the air like a prayer. "Your species endures such trauma and continues?" Sarah's voice remained steady. "We do what we must, we adapt. We survive." The Zalthor, the Voidwalker turned its attention to Crown Prince Velkaris, who had unconsciously adopted a submissive posture, are formidable hunters. They have conquered 17 star systems through strength and ferocity. It paused. But they have never known true hardship. They evolved on a garden world with no natural disasters, no disease, no scarcity. They are predators who have never been prey. The entity's form expanded, addressing the entire court. Humanity evolved on a death world, a planet that tried to kill them with every ice age, every disease, every predator. They learned to survive not through natural armor or venom, but through stubbornness, through the refusal to quit. They turned their weakness into their greatest strength. Sarah felt the weight of countless eyes upon her. The Voidwalker continued. Every scar is a lesson written in flesh. Every injury survived is knowledge gained. While others are destroyed by trauma, humans integrate it. They wear it. They remember. The oldest turned back to Sarah. Your species frightens me, Ambassador Chen. Not because you are strong, but because you refuse to break. We ancient beings have seen empires rise and fall. We have watched countless species achieve greatness only to collapse when faced with true adversity. Its form pulsed with something that might have been emotion. But humans? You fall and rise. You fail and adapt. You suffer and endure. In all my eons, I have never encountered a species so fundamentally, terrifyingly resilient. Crown Prince Velcaris found his voice, though it lacked its earlier arrogance. Ambassador Chen, I spoke in ignorance. Sarah inclined her head gracefully. Your Highness, there is no shame in not knowing what you've never experienced. The Zalthor are magnificent in their own right. But perhaps we can learn from each other. You can teach us about strength, and we can teach you about endurance. The Voidwalker's form began to dissipate. The treaty negotiations will proceed with proper respect on all sides. The Galactic Council recognizes humanity not as prey but as survivors, and in this universe the ability to survive is the greatest power of all. As the entity faded completely, Sarah allowed herself a small smile. Her scars caught the light, not marks of shame but medals of honor. Each one a story. Each one proof that she and all humanity had faced the universe's fury and lived to tell the tale. The Crown Prince approached, his posture now one of genuine respect. Perhaps, he said quietly, my people have much to learn about true strength. Sarah extended her scarred hand. Then let's begin. As they shook hands, predator and survivor, conqueror and endurer, the Imperial Court of Zalthor bore witness to the dawn of a new understanding. Humanity had not come to the stars as warriors or conquerors. They had come as the species that refused to die. And that, the universe was learning, made all the difference.